The silverback, known by the keepers as Poco, prowls along the far edge of the enclosure, muscles rolling beneath his coarse, steel-gray fur. His dark eyes scan the crowd pressed to the glass above, every step controlled, every glance deliberate. Children squeal with delight. Parents shout warnings. Poco doesn't flinch. He is the embodiment of strength and stillness forged through survival. And then, in a blink, everything shifts. A young boy, Jamie, barely 5, climbs the low railing. For a better look, his small fingers cling to the cold metal. He leans out, laughing, eyes fixed on the distant troop. One foot slips, silence crashes over the moment. Then he falls. Screams pierce the thick air. A man shouts. Feet pound the pavement, but it's already too late. Jamie crashes into the dirt at the bottom of the gorilla enclosure. Inside, energy jolts through the troop. Play halts. Curious heads snap toward the intrusion. 2 juveniles grunt, edging closer. And across the habitat, Poco stops. His head swings toward the boy, nostrils wide, muscles coiled. His eyes lock on Jamie, tiny, stunned and motionless. A low growl vibrates from deep within Poco's chest. Suddenly, he charges. The earth shudders beneath his weight. Cries erupt from the viewing deck as people recoil from the glass. Keepers reach for radios and tranquilizer kits. Panic spreads. Get the rifles, get the nets, someone yells. Poco tears across the ground, a 400-pound force of fury and instinct. Jamie shifts, lifting his head just as the massive silverback closes the gap. From above, the world tilts. Parents pull their children back. Hands smack the glass. Phones fall to the floor, forgotten. There's no stopping it. No one can reach him in time. Everyone braces for tragedy. Poco barrels forward, then at the very edge of impact he halts. Dust explodes around his feet. His broad chest heaves. His black eyes blaze into Jamie's, but he doesn't attack. He plants himself like a boulder between the child and the troop, a living wall of muscle and intent. With a deep, vibrating growl, he faces his own kind, pushing them back. Jamie blinks through dirt and tears. The crowd falls silent. In that breathless stillness, something ancient stirs in Poco, not anger, not fear, recognition. Keepers freeze at the perimeter. No one dares move. No one dares shoot. Because somehow, against all odds, the feared alpha isn't the threat. He says, the protector. And though no one understands why, what they're witnessing isn't random. It's rooted in something deeper, wounds from Poco's own forgotten past. The young males shift, unsettled. They inch forward, drawn to the strange figure lying helpless in their territory. But Poco holds firm, towering defiant, his arms wide like a barricade of flesh and will. A resonant growl rolls from his throat, steady, commanding. Above, chaos continues. Parents beg zookeepers to act. Fists pound on glass. A guard screams for tranquilizers. Alarms wail through the air, yet Poco remains unshaken. Jamie whimpers. Scraping at the dirt, trying to rise. His knee gives. He falls again. Tension ripples through the crowd. Poco glances down and grunts low and soft, not a threat but reassurance. He shifts, gently guiding Jamie toward a rocky ledge near the shallowest part of the pit. Zookeepers now surround the edge, radios crackling. One raises a dart gun, but Headkeeper Reed knocks it aside. No, he says sharply, only if absolutely necessary. One wrong move and it's over. Poco's immense hand brushes the earth near Jamie, nudging him gently, another soft grunt. A shoulder press. Jamie, dazed and trembling, crawls instinctively toward the rocks, each movement a fragile miracle. The rest of the troop hangs back, baffled by Poco's behavior. Some grunt nervously. Others retreat, cowed by his dominance. In the crowd, people begin to cry no longer out of fear, but wonder. The beast they'd all feared is shielding, not striking, protecting, not punishing. The standoff stretches, thick with unspoken awe. Poco slowly shifts with Jamie, a guardian. Shadow, he blocks every approach from both gorillas and humans. Even the keepers, Reed murmurs into his radio, this is it. Move slow, earn his trust. Down below, Jamie reaches the rock base. He lifts his tear-streaked face, gazing up at the rows of people staring down. His small fingers cling to the rock. Poco stands motionless, rooted, protecting from every angle. It's a moment of breathtaking stillness and something far deeper than instinct. This is memory acting through muscle. A memory that never faded. Behind the scenes, keepers tear into old archives, binders hit tables, dust rises, photos resurface grainy, weathered, nearly forgotten. Until finally they find it. Poco's origin. Born wild in the forests of Central Africa. He was there when poachers tore through his troop. He survived what few could, the massacre of family. A terrified young gorilla shielding his younger siblings beneath his own body, refusing to flee even as bullets flew and screams echoed. He was rescued, rehabilitated, transferred, but the trauma never left him. It lived deep in his silence. Now, with Jami broken at his feet, Poco sees not a stranger, but a reflection, a mirror of fear he once knew too well. This isn't chance, it's history resurfacing. Every second that passes brings debate in the control room. Should they intervene? Dart him? Draw him away? Every moment of hesitation feels like walking a razor's edge, but every breath Poco takes without harm is a gift. Reed, the seasoned headkeeper, speaks. No darts, he says. We trust him. And down below, Poco shifts again, adjusting his body to cover Jami, completely shielding from all sides. The troop begins to drift away, attention fading. The tension breaks. No challenge comes. The younger gorillas, sensing their leader's decision, retreat. Even they understand the boy is under Poco's protection. In the control booth, someone whispers, he's back in that memory, protecting again. The room falls quiet, no radios. No voices, just waiting. Then a young keeper named Mara steps forward. She's worked with Poco since his earliest days in captivity. If anyone can reach him, it's her. No weapon, no gear. Just calm hands and a heart he once knew. Mara eases through the secondary gate, every step measured, her hands stay open. Her eyes fixed, the crowd above holds its breath. In the pit, the moment is suspended between danger and salvation. Poco turns his broad head, his breath huffs. His muscles ripple and coil. A low warning grumble trembles through the dirt. But Mara doesn't stop. She says his name, the one from the beginning, spoken only by those he trusted. It's okay, big guy, she whispers. You've got this. Poco steadies one hand, pressing into the earth. His gaze flickers from the boy to Mara. Something passes between them, familiarity, maybe even recognition. He makes a soft, uncertain sound. Mara steps closer, slowly, and holds out a scrap of cloth. It's from an old training blanket, something he once clung to as a frightened young gorilla. The scent hits. He sniffs, exhales, his body softens, the tension begins to melt. His fists uncurl, his shoulders lower. Jami crawls the final inches toward the wall, trembling. Mara reaches him in a heartbeat, pulling him into her arms. Her hands shake, her heart pounds. But Poco doesn't move. No growl, no resistance. Just quiet observation. He watches as Mara carries the boy across the enclosure toward the service gate. His eyes are calm, deep, but unknowable. The crowd is frozen. No one speaks. As Mara passes through the gate, Jami safe in her arms, Poco finally turns. With quiet dignity, he walks away. Back toward the shade, the trees, the troop. He doesn't look back. There's no fear, no fury, only stillness. Jami is safe. And somewhere inside the massive, scarred gorilla, another wound one long buried has begun to heal. Within hours, the footage spreads worldwide. News anchors play it on loop. Headlines call it a miracle. But for those who understand, it was more than that. It was memory. Mercy, and something no one saw coming, redemption. It was over. The fall, the charge, the impossible protection that followed, experts debated endlessly. Some called it instinct, others mere coincidence. But those who knew Poco's past saw something else entirely. Compassion, memory, redemption. At the zoo, crowds surged toward the gorilla habitat, not to stare in fear, but in respect. They came to honor. Children left hand-drawn pictures and folded notes at the glass. One reads simply, "Thank you for saving the boy," beneath a crayon drawing of a towering gorilla standing between a tiny stick figure and danger. Poco returned to his daily rhythms, eating, resting, guiding his troop, but something was different. The wariness in his eyes faded. The quiet edge he'd always carried began to dull. His movements grew looser, lighter, he trusted more. And, the keepers, the ones who had walked with him through every chapter, understood why. This wasn't just about Jami, this was about Poco, too. A piece of him was healing. Eventually, a new plaque was placed by the exhibit window. It read, "Guardian of the lost in honor of courage, memory, and second chances." Now, when guests lean close to the glass hoping to see the great Silverback, they see more than muscle. They see meaning. And Poco, calm and regal, watches them back, a quiet sentinel, a living testament. Because real strength is not in how fiercely you fight, but in how fiercely you protect. In a world too often shaped by fear, sometimes courage takes the shape of a shield, and sometimes strength is not control, but care. Sometimes the ones we fear most are the ones who save us. This story reminds us that compassion can run deeper than instinct, that our scars don't have to harden us, they can make us kinder, stronger. If this story touched your heart, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more powerful, real-life moments that prove hope is still alive in this world. Have you ever witnessed unexpected bravery or kindness? Share it in the comments. We'd love to hear the stories that restore your faith in humanity. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay kind, and remember, real power doesn't live in the fists. It lives in the heart.